really sweet. So, yeah, things that go on behind the scenes that nobody would know. Let's bring our feet together at the top of the mat. Feel your feet on the ground. Are you young ladies going to join us for some yoga today? Huh? You guys going to do some yoga today? No? Just the mats to play on? Okay. Well, we love that you're here. Just try to be respectful of everybody who's doing yoga, okay? And then everybody will be happy. And we can all coexist together. So feet are together, top of the mat. Lift your hearts a little higher. Find your breath. Open your arms by your sides. And then on your inhale, we're going to start to move. Arms come up overhead. And then exhale, bring the arms down. That's it. Just moving and breathing. Inhale, arms reach. And then exhale, arms come back down. That's it. One more time, standing still. Inhale, the arms reach high. Exhale, bring it right back down by your sides. Imagine you're moving through water. Inhale, reach the arms up. There's a little resistance. Exhale, start to forward fold. Like the same thing, like there's something that you're moving through. Come halfway up, inhale. Fold again on the exhale. And then rise up to standing. Inhale, lift your head and chest, start to reach your arms high. And this time bring it right to your heart center. Good. Again, inhale, arms reach. Ease and in. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Fold again, exhale. And on your inhale, rise all the way up. Lift the head and chest, reach like you mean it. And then bring your hands right to your heart. I love how you're moving. We're going to move on. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Focus. Come halfway up, inhale. This time, both feet go back to plank. Plank is an upper push-up for anyone who's new today. I welcome you. We really try to pay attention to our form. We don't want the body to feel heavy. We don't want gravity pulling on us. We want to find our own strength. So you pull the belly to the spine. You lift your knees a little bit. Feels good to draw the tailbone down toward the heels and lengthen your head forward. Nothing feels saggy. Take one more breath where you are and then lift your hips and we move into downward facing dog. We push back just enough to feel some stretch in the back of the legs. Try to keep the legs straight. I know at first when the hamstrings are tight, it's hard to straighten the legs. So let go of the idea that your heels have to touch the ground. They don't. Your heels, let's all come up on our toes. Yeah, just lift the heels up and work on straightening the legs. See if you can get them to activate. Yeah, the front of the thighs contract. The back of the knees feel a little open. And then you can start sinking the heels to whatever degree is available. Push with your hands to help you. Take one more breath. And then come forward into plank one more time for one inhale. And then bend your elbows and lower forward and down. Aim your chest toward your fingers so you come a little forward. And then point your toes. Inhale, cobra. Cobra pose. It's a little gentle back bend. It contracts the muscles on the back side of the body. You should feel your hips on the mat. Some of you are a little enthusiastic this morning, lifting high. Let's test it. Lift your hands 1 inch from the mat. See if the pose stays the same. Yep. So now you're using the back of your body. Try not to squeeze your glutes too much. See if you can lengthen your legs and press the tops of your feet down. That's so good. Now, right there where you are, put the hands back down, but enhance the work. Don't overpower it. Just enhance it. Take a breath. And then exhale, release. Beautiful. Now do one cobra on your own. One inhale, cobra pose, the fullest and most beautiful expression. And then exhale, release it, and go back to downward facing dog. So we're starting to wake up the larger muscles of the body. And we're starting to give ourselves a chance to merge the breath and the movement. These are some of the fundamental things about yoga. It makes it a little different than your calisthenics or other exercises. So that we're doing this in the present moment with mindfulness, and we're linking the breath. Go ahead, take one more inhale, push back just a little bit, and then exhale, look forward, walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the in-breath, and then fold deeply as you exhale. That's it. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Lift the head and chest. Oh, feel that cool breeze. Reach your arms high, and then exhale, hands right to heart center. Beautifully done. Let's do it again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to put it all together in one flow. Come halfway up, inhale. Step back to plank and lower on the exhale. Inhale, one breath, cobra pose. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. That looked pretty good. How did that feel? Yeah, you guys feeling okay? Some of you try to hide from me on the lawn. You move far away. You think I can't see you, but I'm paying attention. I really am. I try to feel in connection to every person who's here. Let's push back, inhale. And then look at your hands. Go ahead, start to walk forward. Bring your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the in-breath. And then fold deeply on the exhale. Good. Rising all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up high. And then exhale, hands right to heart center. Good. Just one little bit of advice. If you're doing the practice with your shoes on, I'm going to just recommend that you kick them off. That's another beautiful thing about yoga, is that we get to be barefoot. We get to feel ourselves connecting to the platform, the mat, the ground beneath us. So if you're wearing shoes, some of us have to wear them because we have maybe something going on with the foot, but if you're just new and you don't know, shoes and socks off. Let your toes be free. Stand in your feet. Make a connection to how you distribute the weight. Can you feel the weight in the center of your heels? Can you feel some weight in all 10 toes? And as you press down, does it make you stand up a little taller? It's these little subtle nuances that actually make this yoga. We are not just standing here in the park. We are increasing our awareness, our consciousness, and our connection to ourselves and each other. Each pose, each breath, a gesture. Let's move through the Surya Namaskar again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Both feet go back, plank pose, and lower down nice and slow. Inhale, cobra pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take a few more breaths here. Each breath is an opportunity for you to stretch a little deeper. Make sure your shoulders kind of soften away from your neck and your hips rise high. Take one more breath right where you are. Use your legs, push back. And then exhale, look forward. Start to walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. And rising with a flat back. Head up, chest up, arms reach. Exhale, hands right to heart center. Good. Inhale again. Reach those arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Fold again on your exhale. And then bend your knees, please, and take chair pose. Your first chair pose of the morning is always curious, right? You're not really sure how your body's going to respond to it. So I'm going to ask you to draw the tailbone down, but make sure it's not tucking under. See if you can sit a little deeper. Just sort of feel out the strength in your legs. Good solid footprints. We're going to sit a little lower, and as you sit, reach a little higher. Feel your fingers reaching. Feel the enthusiasm from the chest all the way through the arms, up out into your fingers. Good. One more breath right there, and then come to standing. Stretch back a little bit. The hip points go forward and up, the chest rises, and then exhale, hands come right to heart. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Just moving and grooving a little bit. Lift halfway. Inhale. Step the right leg back. Please stay on your toes. Fingers on the mat. Nice and low. I like what I see. Let's keep that back leg, the right leg, straight. Straight as you can. And then as you're lifting that back knee, sink your hips a little lower. Now come up onto your fingertips, lift your chest a little higher. That's it, just pay attention. There's little nuances happening in your body. Now the one that's going to help you the most in balance is going to be to bring your left hip back, your right hip forward, and feel the outer hip squeeze just a little bit. That's it. Pay attention to how that feels. That's your setup for the lunge. Now push down into your feet and rise up. Arms all the way up overhead. Come on up. Stretch up like you mean it. Don't lose a sense of the connection to the earth beneath you. That's it. Take another breath. Lean back just a touch. Feel it. And then exhale. Hands go down. You're going to step your left foot back and lower. That's it. Moving with the breath. Inhale into cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Give me one breath here, and then make a little sound on the exhale, just like there. You can look at your hands and walk your feet to the top of the mat. All right, halfway up on the inhale, folding deeply as you exhale. Bend your knees now, chair pose. We call it Utkatasana. Do it with a smile. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, but get a little more fierce with your arms. Sit, the tailbone is drawing down, but not under you. Don't want to feel like a scared dog in this pose. That doesn't feel good. And that doesn't really feel good. We want to find that happy medium. Let's sit just a little deeper. Then push through your feet. Come on up. Stretch back till it feels good and no further. And then hands right to heart center. Again, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to take that lunge on the other side. Look up first, inhale, and then the left leg takes that big step back. On the toes, activate the left leg so that back knee is lifted. Very nice. We don't want to put the back knee down unless you feel like you have to. If you really feel like that lunge is a lot for you, you can certainly put the back knee down. We're going to square our hips. Right hip back, left hip forward. The hips are going to sink in a little as the chest rises. Start to lighten the load on your fingers. Start to feel the outer hip squeeze in a little bit, and then rise up for high crescent lunge. Take your time. Push down to rise up. That's it. We're going to take one more breath here. Lean back just a little bit, and then exhale. Put your hands down. Step back lightly and lower. Good. Inhale, cobra pose, moving and breathing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try to stay in sync with your own breath. I love that I'm starting to see us move at different paces. That means that you're honoring yourself. No one has to move any faster than their breath is, and no one needs to go any slower. If you need another breath, just move through it. Take one more inhale here. Let out that little sound. I didn't even hear you. Are you not having a stressful week? Right? Are you not like so relieved that it's Saturday and you're in the park on a beautiful day doing yoga? Yeah, one more big inhale, big sound, let it out. Good. Look at your hands, walk your feet to the top of the mat. I love that. We're in it together. Come halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Bend those knees. Here we go. Chair pose. Third one. So, no complaints. It's only 3 times I asked you to sit back, right? And then push through your feet. Come on up. Give a little stretch. And then bring your hands right to your heart. All right. Moving on. Inhale. Arms reach. Exhale. Let's forward fold. Fold in like you mean it. On your in-breath, lift your chest. Look a little forward. And then plank and lower on the exhale. Go ahead, lower yourself down slowly. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right, this time the right foot's going to step up. Right foot steps all the way to the right hand. The left foot turns in flat, and you're going to rise up to warrior one. Keep pressing into the back foot. And then doing the best you can, the same nuances we did in the other lunge. It's going to be left hip a little forward, right hip a little back. You do that with your feet really grounded. And even the arch on the back foot. You don't want to collapse the arch of the foot. You want to lift the arch of the foot and push into the pinky toe side. There's little tiny nuances that make all the difference in the world. We want to get support for the inseam of the leg. We don't want to collapse the inner knee. And that all comes from lifting the arch of the back foot. The lift happens all the way up to the groins, and that's what helps you bring that left side of the body forward. Take one more breath right there, and then bend the front knee a little deeper. I knew you had it in you. Last inhale, and then flow. Hands down, step back and lower slow. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. All right, the other side, same thing. Left foot steps up, right foot turns in flat. Press down into your feet, square the hips and rise up. And then just pay attention to those little nuances. How are you using your feet? It even starts there with just like the first pose, like how am I standing in my feet? Is there equal weight distribution? Is my chest plate forward? The passion of the warrior comes from the heart. Face on. Yep, turn the face of the body forward. That's it. Now I think that if we really ground the back foot, we could get that right hip to come a little forward and the left hip to go a little back. And then lift up, reach up for the sky. And as you reach all that energy up, bend the front knee a little deeper. There's your fullest expression. Take one more breath and then let it flow. Put your hands down, step back to plank. Exhale all your air as you lower slowly. Inhale for cobra and then exhale back into down dog. Every pose matters. The way we articulate the poses matter. Each one a gesture. An expression of how we feel about our bodies, about ourselves, about this moment. Let's take one last breath here. And then look forward. Go ahead, walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Bend those knees, chair pose. There we go. Push into your feet, come all the way up. You can stretch back, but only till it feels good. And then bring your hands right back to your heart. We're going to put all of that together in one big flow. And I know for some of you, that's going to feel like you're working really hard. I don't want you to work hard. I want you to work smart. I want you to actually look for the grace in the movements. Yoga was never designed to be something we muscle through. Yoga was designed to be an expression of who we are and our relationship with our body. As we grow, we get stronger. Sometimes we have injuries we need to honor. So whatever it is that's going on with you today, I want you to actually move in a way that feels really intuitively right and good. If you need to take an extra breath somewhere, take it. See if you can use muscle engagement so that you move with a little more strength. When we feel the muscles hugging the bones, it's as if we are holding ourselves together. Right here, let everything go flaccid. Let the pelvic floor go. Let your belly hang out. Let your feet get heavy. Your shoulders get heavy. Just go ahead. Let your arms down. Do you feel that? And then pull the pelvic floor up. Lift the front of the thighs. Lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Feel a little buoyancy under the armpits. Breathe bigger, right? So it's a matter of the difference of letting everything hang or just pulling yourself together, right? And we don't lose this. It's not just in Tadasana. We do this in every movement, and even more so in the transitions. So sometimes I think when we move through Surya B, it starts to get a little sloppy. Everyone's just kind of slapping themselves through it. I want you to actually move consciously. Do whatever pace you need. I'm going to give you the cues. So on your next inhale, take chair pose. Bend your knees, reach your arms, use your grace. As you exhale, forward fold, fold in. On the inhalation, you lift and look forward, and then go to plank and lower. It's one exhale. Let all your air out as you lay on your belly. Inhale as you take your cobra, and then push back to down dog and finish the exhale as you step your right foot forward, your left foot flat. It's one big inhale, rising up for warrior. And then as soon as you're ready to exhale, we return to the floor. Hands down, step back, and lower. One big inhale, take cobra. Use the exhale to go to warrior. Push back, left foot steps. We rise on the inhalation. You don't have to rush, take deep breaths. The hands come down, you step back and lower, empty, 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 out. That's it, take a breath in cobra. And then exhale all the way back, downward facing dog. This is where we all get to come together, literally. One of the most beautiful things about a community practice is that we're all doing our own thing, but we're doing it together. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Try to push back a little bit, activate the pose. Make it feel like you felt when you stood up a little taller. And then as you exhale, look at your hands. Start to walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Bend those knees, strong finish, chair pose. No one cranky, everyone smiling. Push through your feet, come to standing, stretch it back a little, and then exhale, hands to heart center. You think we could do it one more time, nice and smooth? Inhale, chair pose. Exhale and fold. On the in-breath, lift and look, and then plank and lower, exhale. All the air comes out as you lower down. Take the biggest deep inhale as you do your back bend, and then let the air out slowly as you push back and step upright. Rising on your big inhale, fill your lungs all the way up, fully express your pose, and then use your exhale to come back down. Hands down, step back, and lower. Do the other side on your own. It's going to be a left side warrior. Try to work with your own breathing. There's something nice about pacing it yourself. And then we will all come into downward facing dog. We will come together. We will hold that pose and we will breathe. All right, let's take one more breath. Push back just a little. And then look forward. Bring those feet right up to the top of the mat. Good. Come halfway up. Inhale. Fold deeply. Exhale. Strong finish now. Bend your knees. Chair pose. I think that's 5 in total. Hands come to heart center. Lower your chest a little bit more. Lower all the way down till your chest is hovering right over your knees. Stick your hips back a little bit further. And then sweep your arms behind you. I want you to really feel your arms lifting higher than your body. That's it. Nice and strong. Good solid footprints. Hips back, chest forward, arms reaching. Now, the arms are lifted higher than your back, so you should be able to clasp your hands together behind you. Take one more breath. Lift your chest. And then exhale, fold in. Woo. Nice work. Let your head down. The hands are still clasping together, but they're drawing away from your body. It's that same feeling of trying to lift your arms behind you. And if you squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit, you'll feel like it's a little easier to get the arms to reach. Make sure you're breathing. Let that head down. Breathing steady. Now we're going to do the most graceful move we've done so far. Let's release our arms, let them hang free. Soften your knees, tuck your tailbone, this time like a scared dog. I want you to tuck it under and tuck your chin. Pull your belly button to your spine and just slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Last one up wins. That's how I get you to go slow. That's it. Once you're standing, remember that you can actually make yourself stand tall. you can create space in your body. You can create a feeling of lift and support. And this is what we need. You know, as we get older, if we're not exercising, we start to lose muscle, and the spine and all of the bone structure start to compress. We start to hunch forward, right? Everything starts to shrink. We go to the doctor and they say, oh my gosh, you're an inch shorter than you used to be, right? Not in yoga, right? We're going to do our best to maintain that space, that muscle tone. We want to keep the frame, right? That's it. Lift under the armpits a little bit. Give yourself some more room to breathe. This is the way to live, my friends, in a body that's vibrant and wants to be alive. All right, inhale, arms reach. Exhale and forward fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Lunge the right leg back, please, and hold. Fingers on the floor. The right hand is going to stay down on the mat, and then twist open to your left side. Try to keep that back leg straight. Try to keep the square feeling in your hips. Sometimes what happens, you knew it before I even touched you. We're going to try not to let that right hip sink. Try to keep the right hip lifted and the left hip kind of sinking. That's it. Good. Don't be afraid to bend that front knee. Maybe just a touch more. Now, turn the left palm forward and reach your arm over your head. Feel the side body long on the left. And feel the right side body coming under. Right there. That right heel is pushing back. That left hand is reaching forward. Feel it all. We are reconciling the opposites and creating balance in our bodies. Take one more breath where you are. And then lift your left arm up high. Eyes go down. Hand goes down. Step back to plank, please, and hold. Neutralize your body. And then lift your hips into downward facing dog. I like it. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. As you walk back, be careful, be graceful. Feel the weight come into your feet fully. Let's take that ragdoll roll up. A little bit of grace. Bend your knees, tuck your tailbone, one vertebra at a time. Squeezing just a little bit, rolling up until you feel that beautiful, buoyant body that's vibrant and happy to be here. All right, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen, inhale. Now we're gonna bend our knees, bend them 90 degrees, and reach the arms forward. I want you to keep your gaze at the front edge of your mat, so we're not looking too far ahead. When the head lifts too high, the back of the neck gets all scrunched up. So make sure your feet are flat. Yep, the knees are bent, and we're reaching forward. Not so easy, right? Make sure you're breathing steady. Now, if you're gazing at the front edge of your mat, can you lift your biceps to your ears? Yeah. There you go. Get your chest a little lower. Reach your arms a little higher. Your back should be flat, parallel with the earth. See if you can get the chest down, hips back, reach forward, arms lift. There you go. Last breath, and then dive in. Whew, yeah. I love it. Now, find the softness. We're gonna roll it up like a rag doll. Tuck your tailbone and your chin. Start to come on up slowly. It's like a moment where we reconnect. We remember who we are, why we're here. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Now walk it out to plank pose. Good. Take one more breath and then lower down nice and slow. Inhale for cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. One breath only, and then start to walk your feet right up to the top of the mat.
This is good times.
Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, go ahead and fold. And then with a flat back, let's rise all the way up. Reaching high. Hook your thumbs together here, please. Feel the feet ground down, especially a little weight into the heels. And then take a little stretch to your right side. As you stretch to the right, push into your right foot. Let your hips move a little bit to the left. Now, I know that you're thinking about what's happening in the left side of your body. So for this moment, shift your consciousness into the right side body and lift your right ribs a little higher. That looks so good. Take one more breath. Make that side body feel really good. And then return to center. Good. Take it to the other side. Same idea. We lean left, but we push into the left foot a little more. Expanding out the right side body first. And then checking in. Make sure there's no collapse in the left side. Lift your left ribs. Good. Come on up and release your arms. All right, we have another side to do. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Now the left leg steps back. We're going to stay low, fingers on the floor. One breath at a time, we build this. You know everything that you need to know about the lunges. Back leg straight, hips square, lots of integration going on, muscles hugging bones, holding ourselves together. Then root down through your left hand and twist open to the right. Make sure it feels good. Everything you do in your body should be a way to awaken something. Yeah, not like an action that makes you feel like you want to run, right? I've been in classes where like everything they ask me to do, it's like, oh no, that doesn't feel good. And then I realize it's not the teacher, it's me, right? We have control of how everything feels. How hard are we pushing? How soft are we being? Right? Now, the twist looks really good. Let's take that right palm, turn it forward, reach the bicep over the head. So you feel that right side body get super long, and then contract the left side, turn it under. We're gonna move in two directions. So left leg goes really straight, right arm reaching forward. It's so good. Find it, find the obliques. One more breath, and then the arm is going to come up. Eyes go down, hand goes down, step back, and lower. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Let's all make that sound. Sometimes we have to discharge some of that energy that gets built up. Breathe in big, open mouth, ah. Yeah. All right, now walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up on the in-breath. Fold deeply on the out-breath. With a flat back, rise all the way to standing. Lift your heart high, make it feel super yummy, and then bring your hands right to your heart. Pause for a moment, check in. How are you standing? Honestly, in this moment, are you paying attention? My favorite part of the practice are all the spaces in between. The moments when we stop and we actually get to check in and notice how we feel. And we notice how the yoga is working. Now, we're going to soften our knees, and we're going to take the left leg, and we're going to just take a big step out to the left. Keep your right foot exactly as it is, but take that left foot and step as far back on the mat as you can, and then turn and face left for warrior two. Start to spread your arms out wide. Being generous with your stance is a really important part of this. If the feet are too close together, you don't have any room. That's it. Feels good to open up just a little bit. Give yourself a big long stance, and then pull the lower belly in. See if you can create that same sensation of feeling tall. Yeah. Reach your arms out like you mean it. Now, right palm turns up. Drop your left arm down to find your leg, and then reach up for the sky. We call it reverse warrior or exalted warrior. I want you to feel your chest broad. Your gaze is up. Now, can you straighten that right arm? Straighten it like you're reaching to touch the sky. I want you to imagine that that stretch is coming from the crease of your front hip. Sit a little deeper into the crease of the front hip, and then reach a little higher toward the sky. Yep. Chest nice and broad, breathing. And then stay long in the side body as you return to warrior two. So good. Let's straighten the front leg. Just straighten it nice and easy. Feel both legs sturdy under you. Keep that feeling of that nice long side waist on the right side and take it with you into triangle. It's sort of similar to what we did when we were in that standing crescent, and I asked you to lift the rib cage, right, of the side that we were leaning toward. We don't want to scrunch up the right ribs here. We actually want to lengthen out of the ribs on the right side. Let's put the hand behind the leg. Reach back if you want to touch down. Yeah, now I'm behind you so you can lean back. Even more. I'm here. That's where the pose is. You feel that? Yeah, side body long on both sides. Be careful that the front ribs aren't poking. Let's see if we can pull the front ribs in, pull the right ribs out. Now we have to push down to rise up. Ground that left foot. Come up slowly. Beautiful job. Bend your front knee. Yep, bend deep into that front knee. And then rest your forearm onto your thigh. Take that left arm straight up high. A little tailbone tuck. Let's open the body out to the side. Breathing. Breathing. Then the palm is going to turn forward and you're going to reach the bicep over the ear. And the same thing is happening here. We don't want to let that right rib cage collapse. Pull the right ribs long. Pull the armpit long. Not just the left side. The left side is obviously long. Let's see if we can find some balance. Lengthen the side underneath. Push into your right elbow. Get a little longer through that side waist. Now ground the left foot strongly and rise back up. Go ahead, return to warrior 2. And then go ahead and flow. Make it feel really good. Put both hands down. Oh, cloud coverage and a breeze. How beautiful. What a blessing. Inhale for cobra. And then find your way back to down dog and rest for a moment. Rest your mind, not your body. Smooth out your breath. Keep those little sweet muscle actions. It's not an aggressive pose. Push back just a little bit. And then look at your hands and slowly walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Come halfway up, lift, and then exhale, fold with a flat back. Find that core work. Support your spine and rise all the way up. Reach for the sky. Hands to heart center. Pause for a moment. Just feel. Nothing's sinking. We feel vibrant and alive in our bodies. All the different shapes, all the different breaths, ways to make us feel that vitality. Let's soften the knees and we'll take our big step out to the right side. So you keep your left foot where it is, step as big as you can, turn out to the right. Start to bend into the left knee. It's warrior 2. The arms spread out wide like wings. In all the warrior poses, the chest plate is broad. Pull the arms back slightly. That's it. And I love how intense you guys are. The warriors are intense, yeah. But soften your eyes. Soften your face. Not all of us are actually at battle. Some of us might be fighting for more peace. Fighting for more grace. Seeking more gratitude. Right? It doesn't have to be a fight. If you fight with yourself often, this is a perfect opportunity for you to soften your edges. If you're really easy with yourself all the time, maybe this is the time to light it up and actually find a little more energy. The yoga helps us to know ourselves better and to find balance in every aspect of who we are. Turn that left palm up. The right arm is going to drop down to find the leg, and you're going to take reverse warrior, that exalted warrior. And I love it. As you start to reach higher, look past your fingers. There it is. Imagine that stretch on the left side body is coming from the crease of the hip. And once your mind goes to the crease of the hip, sit in it a little deeper. Sit down and then reach up. Beautiful. Arm is straight and reaching for the sky. Try not to collapse your right ribs. That's it. Take one more breath where you are, and then strong. Push into your feet, return to center, and straighten that front leg. Ooh, triangle pose. I want you to remember all of that space you just created in your left waist as you come into triangle. Both legs straight, the left arm goes down, the right arm goes up. See if you can turn and look up at your right hand. Your right hand is the one in the air. Yeah, I know, it's hard to tell sometimes. And if you're really lost in your breathing, you may for sure not know which side is which. It's perfect. Tailbone draws down, chest opens wide, both sides of the waist lengthening, especially the one that you're bending toward. That's the one that's the hardest to adjust. That's it. Did we stretch the arm over the head in the last one? We did? All right, go for it. As you're reaching, remember that left shoulder tucks under. There's a little twist happening that feels oh so good. And then the arm comes up, the eyes go down, press into that right foot, and rise. Bend the left knee for side angle pose, forearm onto the thigh, paying attention to the side waist. No collapse, no scrunch. Both sides long. That's why we push into the left elbow to keep that left waist, the bottom waist long. And then right here again, palm turns forward, reach and stretch. Find what feels really good to you. You can feel the work from your right pinky toe to your right pinky finger. And if you draw the tailbone down, you'll feel the whole body elongate and lengthen. Now again, we have to push down to rise up. Feel your feet grounded as you pull yourself back together. Take a breath and then flow. Both hands touch down, step back lightly, lower, down, slow. Back into that vinyasa, rebalancing your body, and then take it into downward facing dog. All right. Come up high on your toes, shift your weight forward so your shoulders are over your wrists, and then flip over your right foot, put your right knee down. Flip over your left foot, put your left knee down. You're in tabletop. You guys are so funny. You make things so hard. It's okay. All right, so tabletop pose. Reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Just kind of feel what that feels like. Again, just reconciling the opposites. We have so many different actions. The first thing I always like to do in this pose is push down with the left hand and push down with the right shin so I'm not collapsing. It's the same thing we did in Tadasana, that push down to rise and create a little bit of space. Then make sure your arm is straight and your left leg is straight behind you. We don't go higher by bending the knee. We actually go get more muscle action by straightening the legs and letting the muscles hug the bones. Now, take one more breath here, and then very simply, go ahead and put your right hand back down. Roll onto your right side and lift your left arm up over your shoulder. Taking the same thing but onto the side body. Once your tailbone draws in and your chest is broad, see if you can float your left leg off the floor. Simple but not easy. Now, flex that foot. If you push through your left heel, it'll feel a little bit easier to get your action. So flex this one. Yes, make that leg super strong. Keep pushing through your heel. Tuck your tailbone. You don't want to back bend here. Ribs, yes, much better. Now, left palm forward. Bicep over the ear. You got to push back as you reach forward. All the actions matter. We reach out and pull in to the same degree. Press that right hand down like you mean it. Good. And then lift your arm back up. Put your left hand on the mat. Return your left knee to the mat and take child's pose. I want you to cleanse out all of those thoughts. This is a moment where you get to rinse your thoughts. Take 3 breaths. Think of them as rinsing all of that out. I don't know what was going on, but it didn't look pretty in there. I don't know what you were saying, but you weren't saying like, I am the king of the world. You were not saying like, I am awesome and this is amazing because I feel strong. You were probably saying nasty things about me, or even worse, nasty things about you. Cleanse it out, rinse it out. It's so unnecessary, but it's so vital that we catch ourselves doing it. That's the point. I don't challenge you because I want to make you struggle. I challenge you because I want you to grow. Now, come back up onto your hands and knees. Let's see. See if a little wisdom, a little experience has been gathered. A little impression was made. Left arm forward, right leg back. We reach out as much as we pull in. We push down as much as we rise up. Right? Feel all of it. Reach with your fingers. Reach with your toes. Everything is happening all for a reason. It's for you to be able to synchronize. It's for you to find union. When the actions come together into one beautiful movement, it is yoga. Take one more breath, and then keep your leg up, but put your left hand down. We're going to roll to our left side. As you roll onto your left hand and left knee, reach your right arm to the sky. A lot of things have to pull together here. It feels just like Tadasana. Tailbone in, ribs in, belly firm, chest broad. If you can get that leg to stay lifted behind you, flex the foot, which means toes to the knee, right? Pull the toes up and push out of your heel. You'll get that extra action. And then right palm forward, bicep over the ear. Yeah, simple but not easy. I love it. Now, on this side, there just seems to be a total different look on your face. That means the yoga's working. It doesn't mean that we get better at the pose. It means we just feel better about the work and we understand why we do it. That's it. Everyone's even smiling a little bit here. When you get all shaky and ugly in it, you can laugh instead of get mad. Reach your arm up. And then eyes down, hand down. Place your knee down, child's pose. If there's something to rinse, rinse it out. If there's something to acknowledge, acknowledge it. That maybe you learned something. Maybe that felt better. Attitude is everything, my friends. Attitude is everything. Presence, mindfulness. Union. That's what makes this yoga. All right, now I want you to keep your legs just like they are, but come sit on your heels. Just lift your head, your chest, let your hands rest in your lap, close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat. You might even want to put your hands on your chest. And if sitting on your heels is really hard on your ankles or your knees, you can swing your feet around in front and do a simple cross legs. I certainly don't want to make you sit in a way that's not comfortable. And I know that not all of our knees like this deep flexion, so don't suffer. Modify. Make it yours. That is what this is about. Yoga can empower us rather than defeat us. Be in the stillness for a moment. Notice that the only movement is your heartbeat and your breath. We all come here together, but we do our own work in our own way, for our own purpose. That's how communities work. Everybody doing their own thing, but somehow all contributing to the whole. I think sometimes we forget how much we contribute. How many friends we have, neighbors, how many smiles you've offered, how many good deeds you've done. How diligently you show up at work and you help your company run. All the products that you buy from the local businesses to support other families. There's layers and layers and layers to our presence and our purpose. Each of us every day, showing up and doing our work, and somehow doing it together. I want you to take one more breath here. Just feel it. Feel this moment. And then you can let your hands down if they're on your chest. You can unfold your legs and put your feet on the mat in front of you. It's going to feel good to unfold your legs. I want you to put your feet flat, a little bend in the knees, and then sit up tall. Again, find that energy to lift. The thing I love about that the most is that it's an act of consciousness. It's not really effort. Like if you think about it, it's easy enough to do. The problem is we don't think about it, right? So maybe after today's practice, maybe once or twice today as you're moving through your normal routine, maybe you just remember to pick yourself up a little bit. Right here, we're going to see if we can hold on to it. Lean back just a touch, lift under the armpits, and then extend your arms forward. You have all of the muscles that are capable of helping you keep this lift. If you feel like you're sitting between your shoulder blades, I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades in and lift your chest higher. Yep. I'm going to challenge you a little bit. I want you to keep those feet flat. And then press them into the mat and pretend that you're pulling them back towards you so you feel the back of the legs activate. Yeah, that's it. And then start to open your arms out like wings. Try not to let yourself sink in, but instead lift up. Yep, every time we change the shape, it's going to get a little harder to do. So this is effort, right? Yeah. This is not what I expect you to do all day while you're doing your errands and hanging out with friends or cleaning your house, whatever you're doing, right? And then biceps to the ears. Yeah, keep lifting the chest. Keep lifting from the side waist. Squeeze the back of the legs. Feel the sit bones ground and get even taller. So good, everyone. Your faces don't even look mad. That's it. Open your arms back out like wings. See if you can get the heart to lift a little higher. So good. And then bring your arms straight out in front of you. Yep, reach out in front. One more time, lift your chest, get tall. And then let your arms drop, let your head bow to your knees, soften the squeeze in the back of the legs and recover. Let's keep the chin tucked in. The back should be sort of round, and you're going to make your way down onto your back. Just like one vertebra at a time. If you need your hands for support, do it. If you can use your core to do it, even better. Bagpipes. I see you. All right, once you lay down onto your back, just put a smile on your face. We're going to keep our knees bent. Put the soles of your feet down, and then lift your hips high. Just one time, lift them up really nice and high. Again, squeeze the back of your legs, squeeze the back of your shoulders, and see if you can get a little more lift. One good deep breath in, and then use your exhale to come all the way back down. Yep, take it down from the top to the bottom, and then draw knees to belly. Give yourself a little squeeze. And then I want you to move both hands onto the right leg and extend the left leg all the way down the mat. That's it. And then that left leg, just move it to the right side of the mat, just a little bit. Move it over, and we'll take a spinal twist to the left side first. So take the spinal twist, right knee goes to the left side. Oh, go as deep or as soft as you want to here, and breathe. You can reach your right arm out to the side. You could even look out to the right. And slowly make your way back to the center. You can release that leg all the way down and then hug the left one in. As you hug the left leg to your body, take the right leg and slide it across the mat toward the left. The right leg goes toward the left corner. Right leg goes toward the left corner. Yep. And then you twist over to the right. You carry that left leg and hip all the way across. You go as deep as you want to, or take it easy. What do you need here? Pay attention to the quality of your breath and the ways in which you're using your body. Look for ways to make space. One last breath here. And then start to return to center. You can release that left leg down. And I think we could all use one more time to squeeze the knees into the belly. Just a nice good squeeze. You could even lift your head to your knees. Just make sure your back feels good. And as you release all that squeezing, let yourself open up into the fullness of Shavasana. Let your legs go down the mat. Let them open up a little wide. Release your arms out to the earth with your palms up, your heart open. You might even tuck the shoulder blades so they sit flat on your back. And then again, the only movement will be your breath and your heartbeat. We all embrace the movement so much. You come out here with everything that you are. You ask your body to articulate so many different actions in one pose. And then we begin to cultivate an appreciation for the stillness. It's only when we come to rest that all of the healing actually occurs. It's in the recovery and the regeneration that our body is really, truly receiving the benefits of the practice. Let's emerge from the stillness with some grace. So we don't want to jump up and we don't want to do anything that's going to disturb the peacefulness. So you can start to stretch and move gently. And eventually those little movements can turn into bigger movements, but do them mindfully. And as you feel ready to sit, you can come up and sit and see if even your sitting could be the first act of mindfulness. Now that the practice is complete, you are already making your transition into the next part of your day. Now, how is it that you want to show up? Can you be in your body as if it were an act of consciousness? not succumb to gravity and the weight of the world that we carry. So hearts lifted. I recommend it highly. There's really no fun moving through life with a heavy heart. It is true we can create a lightheartedness in ourselves. Body language is not a joke, it's a science. And for all of us, it's a choice. You choose to lift the corners of your lips, right? Yeah. Go ahead, try it. Tell me if something changes. It's a choice. When we're heavy in thought, the face goes blank, right? But we could choose something different. We could choose a light heart. We could choose a smile on our face. It could change everything. It changes everything for me standing in the middle of it. When you guys light up like that, it is like I can't even explain or put into words what it feels like to be around happy people. Right? We know what it feels like to be around unhappy people. And we know what it feels like to be that unhappy person. We're human. But let's remember that we can move through life with consciousness. We can make choices. If we are really truly part of a community, if each of us contributes in our own way with whatever it is that we do, then maybe just thinking about how we show up to do it matters. Bring your hands together at your heart. We're going to close the practice with that sacred sound of Om. So if you would take a really nice deep breath with me. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Om peace, peace, perfect peace. May you carry it with you. May you always know it's within you. May we be an example of it to all of those that we meet. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your practice today, for your energy, for all that you give, for every smile. Namaste. You guys are amazing. Happy Saturday. I actually have new magnets. What?
Rachel Marcus left her credit card.
Okay. Rachel Marcus? Is there a Rachel Marcus here? Your credit card was left at the parking thing. So the gentleman there in the yellow, he's holding it for you. He was assuming that you're here doing yoga. Yeah? Rachel Marcus? See, there are honest, good people in the world. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I have magnets for you, gifts if you would like. We got new ones made. They won't peel this time, hopefully. Yay. So if your magnet fell apart and fell off your car, I apologize, but I have new ones, so please come and get one. Thank you. Gifts for the teacher. Oranges. Oh, what is this? Another gift for the teacher. There's love happening today.
Funny, I was just looking at my car thinking, I need a yoga journey bag.
I'm going to do one more announcement. If you would like to share information about this practice, we live stream it all over the world every Saturday on Facebook, on live stream, and on our website. So if anyone is interested in sharing the information with friends, I have postcards here that will give you the information on how to log on. If you ever can't make it, you can still stay connected to us. So the information about the park is here. My next retreat is coming up November 2nd. Here's the magnets. Anyone can just take them. Awakened Woman Retreat, if anyone's interested in getting away and doing a little bit of work on sisterhood, connection, ritual. It's all women this time, November 2nd to the 7th. It's 5 days of retreat, and then 2 more days of fun actually. We're going to do a deep dive the first 5 days, some serious introspection and connection, and then we'll spend 2 days having fun, eating and shopping. Yeah. So if anyone's interested, November 2nd, you want to join me on Awakened Woman. It'll be in Lake Atitlan and then in Antigua. So we have 2 different destinations, and we are going to have a really good time. It's a beautiful group of women so far. For yoga teachers, we have a couple of workshops happening. Anatomy yoga with Dr. Ray Long, and Nick Atlas is coming next weekend to teach Yoga Nidra. That's for yoga teachers, this one. Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for being wonderful.
On and off for almost 15 years, as long as you have been here. You're so wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, this is year number 7 in the park, maybe 7 or 8.
Maybe,
Yeah.
10 years.
But I've been teaching for 20-something. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you. I missed you.
Hello there. How are you?
Glad I came.
I'm so glad you came too. I feel like it's been years since I've seen you. No. Oh yeah, and one of the biggest announcements we have is something big. Registration is open January 1st in Meisner Park Amphitheater. We're still looking for a couple of vendors and sponsors if anyone's interested in supporting the event. It's really, really amazing how the community comes together, how the local businesses come together and support so that we can offer this for free to you. If you know someone that might benefit from sponsoring or being a vendor at the event, please let me know. Yeah, this is the Awakened Women's Retreat in November. Join us. Thank you.